When a man practices semen retention, something deep within him begins to stabilize, and this stability radiates outward in ways he can't see but women instantly feel. His presence no longer scatters, his attention no longer leaks, and this creates a natural masculine polarity that demands respect. Women aren't responding to words or appearance alone, they are responding to the energetic groundedness that retention builds inside him. This groundedness makes his aura heavier, calmer, and more significant. It's not aggression, it's not ego, it's not show-off energy, it's the quiet confidence of a man who owns himself. Women are biologically wired to notice this difference, because this type of man signals strength, safety, and certainty. And certainty is one of the rarest energies in today's restless world. A man who doesn't chase, who isn't drained, and who isn't spiritually weak stands out immediately. And women respect him without him needing to ask for it. Retention gives your mind a clarity that reflects in your eyes, and women read eyes faster than any words you could say. When your gaze becomes steady and unshaken, it communicates a deep sense of internal control, and this sparks respect. Women have evolved to detect if a man's internal world is chaotic or disciplined, fearful or focused, needy or fulfilled. The clarity created by retention removes the fog of desperation, turning your eyes into a mirror of certainty. You begin to look like someone who knows where he is going, and this kind of presence is rare. It signals to women that you are not seeking validation, because your validation comes from within. This inner independence is attractive on a primal level. When your eyes no longer beg, but simply observe, women sense a man who has mastered himself. Women respect a man on retention because he gives off the energy of someone who is no longer controlled by his impulses. Modern men are owned by their habits, desires, screens, and lust. But a man on retention has stepped out of that pattern. He is no longer on autopilot. He is consciously directing his life force. And that shift changes his entire aura. Women sense this because a man who cannot control his impulses cannot be trusted with responsibility. But a man who can tame his urges shows power, patience, and mental steel. It is this steel that women subconsciously respect. Not because he is perfect, but because he is evolving. A man who evolves automatically becomes a leader in the eyes of others. Semen retention increases discipline, and discipline increases achievement energy, the aura of someone who is going somewhere in life. Women deeply respect this sense of direction. They don't respect men who wander endlessly, living day to day with no purpose or fire. Retention puts you back into the driver's seat. You start waking up with intention, working with intention, training with intention, living with intention. This intentional life reflects in your aura as determination. Determined men attract respect naturally, they don't need to demand it. And when you combine purpose with self-control, your presence becomes incredibly magnetic. Your aura becomes more powerful during retention because your nervous system becomes stronger, calmer, and more regulated. Women instinctively feel the state of a man's nervous system, whether he is anxious, restless, needy, or solid. Retention stabilizes your energy, reducing fidgeting, reducing insecurity, reducing that restless boy energy that pushes women away. Instead of taking energy from the environment, you start radiating energy into the environment. This radiating presence feels like maturity. Women respect men who feel like solid ground rather than shifting sand. Your calmness becomes your unspoken authority. Retention increases testosterone, and testosterone influences how you speak, walk, breathe, and move. Women notice these subtle changes. They respect men who move with purpose instead of hesitation. Men on retention develop a sharper jawline, a deeper voice, more confident posture, and a more grounded walk. These things aren't about attractiveness alone, they are about strength. Women naturally respect strength in all its forms: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Your aura begins to carry the frequency of a warrior instead of a wanderer. And warriors command respect effortlessly. When you stop chasing women, women start respecting you more. Retention pulls you away from the cycle of lust-driven behavior that makes men look desperate. Instead of seeking attention, you seek purpose. Instead of begging for connection, you become selective. And women respect selectiveness because it shows standards. A man with standards is a man with value. When your attention is no longer scattered across every female face, women feel that you are not controlled by their existence. This makes them naturally respect you more because you are not dependent on their validation. Women respect your aura because retention increases your emotional control. Emotional stability is one of the strongest indicators of maturity. Most men today are emotionally reactive, easily angered, easily irritated, or easily shaken. But retention gives you a sense of inner balance. You respond instead of react. You think instead of explode. You understand instead of panic. This emotional mastery radiates strength. Women feel safe around men who don't lose themselves under pressure. Safety creates respect. Respect creates deep attraction. When you practice retention, your energy stops leaking and starts building. This accumulated energy becomes charisma, a powerful silent charisma. Charisma is not loudness, not jokes, not flirting. Charisma is presence. It's when you enter a room and everything shifts slightly because your vibration is different. Women respect men with this aura because it shows inner power. A man who glows from within doesn't need to chase attention. Attention naturally moves toward him. And this natural pull is one of the greatest gifts of retention. Retention makes you more disciplined with your time, habits, and actions. Women respect disciplined men because discipline is rare. A disciplined man looks like someone who can provide stability in a chaotic world. He looks like someone who is rising rather than sinking. When your daily habits change, waking earlier, training harder, reading more, working with focus, your aura grows heavier. Women feel this heaviness not as weight but as presence. Presence demands respect. Women respect your aura because retention increases your self-respect first. You stop treating yourself like a slave to your urges. You start valuing your energy instead of wasting it. You start speaking to yourself with authority rather than weakness. And when your self-respect rises, so does the respect you receive from others. People, especially women, mirror the energy you hold for yourself. If you treat your seed as sacred, your aura becomes sacred. And sacred energy always receives reverence. Semen retention sharpens your voice, not just physically but energetically. You speak less but speak with intention. Women respect men who choose their words carefully, who speak with clarity instead of chaos. Your voice begins to carry weight because your energy is no longer scattered. Words spoken with a full energy tank feel more powerful. Even silence spoken by a disciplined man feels louder than a room full of noise. Women sense this, respect it, and respond to it. Your aura becomes more attractive during retention because you look more alive. Your skin glows more. Your face sharpens. Your posture improves. Your vitality increases. And women respect vitality because vitality represents life force. Weak men drain others. Strong men energize others. When you walk with life force, you walk with magnetism. And magnetism invites respect. Retention awakens spiritual awareness, and women respect men who are spiritually aligned. A spiritually aligned man is rare because most men are lost in distraction. But retention pulls you inward. You begin to reflect, observe, and grow. You begin to understand your emotions, your purpose, and your direction. This depth creates an aura that women feel instantly. Depth separates men from boys. And women naturally respect depth. Women respect your aura because retention makes you mystery again, and mystery is powerful. Not mystery as in confusion, but mystery as in depth and self-containment. A man who doesn't reveal everything, who doesn't beg, who doesn't overshare, who doesn't chase, becomes intriguing. Retention gives you an energy of quiet intensity. And intensity commands respect without a single word being spoken. Retention builds resilience, and women respect resilient men. Life challenges no longer break you, they sharpen you. You face stress with calm, difficulties with patience, and obstacles with courage. This resilience is the hallmark of true masculinity. Women respect men who endure, who rise, who persist. Retention is training for resilience because it forces you to face your urges rather than escape them. A man who conquers himself can conquer anything. Women respect your aura because retention increases your self-worth. When you treat your seed as powerful, you treat yourself as powerful. You realize that your energy is valuable, your time is valuable, your presence is valuable. This elevated sense of self-worth radiates through your behavior, posture, voice, decisions, and boundaries. And any man who respects himself becomes respected by others automatically. Your aura becomes more royal, yes, royal, because you walk with the dignity of someone who rules his inner world. You no longer waste energy on meaningless things. You no longer bow to your weakest impulses. You walk with the confidence of a man who has risen above himself. Women respect this king energy because it is rare. Most men are servants to their urges. But you rise. And this rise is what makes your aura feel powerful and worthy of respect. At the end of it all, women respect your aura during semen retention because you become a man of depth, discipline, purpose, and self-control. These qualities are timeless. They have commanded respect across every culture in every era. Retention doesn't make you better than others, it makes you better than your past self. And that transformation is what women feel.